Well, that was weird.
Hello and welcome back to the Dracarian Podcast. I'm John.
Andrew.
Simon.
And this is the Never Ending Random Discussion Special Edition. We're actually back!
Woo! Return of the Bread Eye. Episode score?
Oh, Bread Eye. I was hearing that as like bread eye, like a red eye flight, but with bread.
That's where I got it.
This flight's crummy.
Bread puns are hard.
Yeah.
Unless they're undercooked, then they're kind of easy to dough. But
Well, and you keep telling the same ones, and they're honestly kind of stale.
That is a long story. You probably want to know why we were gone for so long, or you just don't give a fuck. I don't know. Do you want us to tell you? Answer me!
We were gone for a long time because life got in the way, and we were kind of too lazy to get back together, and then I was waiting on buying my new camera.
We're like Sticks in the mid-90s.
Basically, Rolled Down is an unfortunate series of events that happened to all of us all at the same time.
Yeah.
And there's still some of us that will not be returning for a while, or if ever, unfortunately. Not Merlot Williams. He'll be in and out. He's got a lot going on now, but he'll be in and out as you see down the line. He was one of the few that kept us going in the break. Special thanks, of course, to Brandon for his continuing uninterrupted movie reviews, which has kind of kept our name on the board, which everyone thank Brandon. I appreciate Brandon.
Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you, Brandon. I've never met you.
Yeah, no, most haven't.
Yeah.
Todd, our editor, has met him. He lives out of town, which is just funny how that ended up
How come
happening.
all...
Why are we praying?
Dear Lord of Bread. I promise,
Give us this
we
day
might explain the
our
bread
daily
thing.
bread.
Dear Jesus Crust.
Grilled Jesus.
Have you noticed that most YouTubers, their editors, don't live on filming location? Well, what is that about?
Did he just say a sentence? Live on filming location?
Like, you look at, game theory, it's like, oh, we have to outsource it to Ronnie, and, they don't live anywhere near each other.
Oh, I think I understand.
Yeah.
No, we do everything here. I mean, this is the same background, got a few additions that you may not have seen before.
Does Todd live here?
Todd lives in Pendleton. He's our primary editor.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we have to outsource something, but he's actually, he's close personal in the circle.
He does the text editing, I do the audio and video editing, and I do the uploading.
But you notice the improvement.
I do the uploading here because
I have better internet.
I did one episode on my home internet, and it took 2.5 days to upload. It took.
I started it when I went to bed last night.
This episode is brought to you by Verizon Wireless.
Oh shit!
You're using our service?
Speaking of things brought to you by Verizon Wireless, I went out and I saw Jurassic World, and it was fucking amazing.
And neither of us have, so he can't give any spoilers. Otherwise, he
No
will be visibly
spoilers.
punched in the face.
Okay,
I hear
so
Chris Pratt's in the movie. I hate to ruin it for everybody.
Damn it.
yeah. Okay, so Chris Pratt, as awesome as he's been in everything else he's been in, this cements him, as far as I'm concerned, as the modern Harrison Ford.
Which,
He is an action star that can be funny and likable and can act with his face.
man.
Well, it's a good face acting.
No, I really... I didn't mean to be weird. We live in a progressive time, but I love the shit out of him. Beyond an actor,
He's a great guy.
he's a great guy.
Yeah.
And he's one of those people that always puts everything into perspective. He knows where he is. It's not like, oh my gosh. I'm
In an interview.
Yeah.
An interview with him.
He's always so humbled about it. Yeah.
This woman goes, so growing up, were you a dinosaur kid? And he goes, well, I was a human kid, but I was into dinosaurs. He's just a perfect person.
Oh,
and
he
this
really
movie
is.
was great. It had the only thing that I had a problem with was there was some really, really obvious sponsorships. Some very obvious, this is a thing that they paid us to put in this movie.
Like the Furby truck in Transformers.
Like literally the centerpiece of the park is the Samsung Innovation Center.
Oh, okay. Well, Samsung's a powerful company.
There's
They can afford that.
3 or 4 shops where there's like a Mercedes-Benz, and it transitions from the car commercial shot, where it's just kind of like right below the headlights, and then goes into the shot of the movie. There's, the car pulls up. There's a few car commercials in the middle of this, but they call it out at one point. They draw attention to it. So Star Wars was ridiculous, but Harrison Ford would be like, he would call attention to it, and it would make it better.
You think they'll try to find a way to shoehorn corporate sponsorships into Star Wars in some bizarre backwards way?
That would be so fantastic.
Wouldn't it? Like, man, this Slurm. I don't know. This Slurm is really great. Thanks, 20th Century Fox. Because you own the rights to that, apparently, because Futurama was a thing, and Ted Turner.
But, like, literally they go, why didn't you guys just name the dinosaur Verizon-saurus? And Verizon paid for that.
Well, I mean, and it's not necessarily breaking any, cinematic walls on that either, because it's a park. Like, the park is sponsored, so it's not like them necessarily making fun of the movie, but they are.
Yeah.
If it weighed 4,000 pounds, it'd be a 4G dinosaur. Moving on.
We're just going to let the fish tank noises be our crickets.
Bloop.
Bloop.
Fish goes bloop.
What does the fish say?
Silence.
Yeah, it's going to be great on the audio podcast.
What does the fish say? So you'd say if you were to scale, okay.
How many burritos?
Let's first off, let's just take Jurassic Park 2 and 3 off the table and say there's 2 movies. How would you put them on a scale of 1 to 2? How would you rate them?
One of the best things about this movie is nothing that happened in 2 or 3 mattered.
Good.
You can watch Jurassic Park and then watch Jurassic World and not miss a goddamn thing. It doesn't mention Isla Sorna.
Oh God, that's a relief.
It all takes place on Isla Nublar.
Oh yeah.
There are no characters that were from the second and third movies. You can totally just skip it. It is like episode 1. You can skip it and not miss a goddamn thing. It is far and away better than either of the, shall we call them midquels? Far and away better than those. This is the movie that Jurassic Park deserved.
That's so heartwarming.
It feels like Jurassic Park. It's like, when you first saw the Star Wars trailer, how it's like, this feels like Star Wars. This feels like Jurassic Park.
I don't want to like these movies because they're not original at all. Like there's no original movies slated in the next 5 years. I think everything is a reboot.
Pretty much,
yeah. I think I got into a conversation with the guys. Like if you look at every major film coming out in the next 5 years, it's all a reboot or a remake.
Dude, one of the most original movies coming out right now is Ant-Man, which is like the 15th movie in a franchise.
It's still like a heavy adaptation though.
It's absolutely an adaptation.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's not Captain America 3.
I think that all that this does is it cements that. I'm sorry, I hate to be offensive to the baby boomers.
Hey, he loves being offensive to everyone. Don't listen to him.
I hate to be offensive, but I think that the 90s was the golden age of entertainment. Like, as we look back and reflect, everything that's coming out now is from 20... I don't know if it's just because, wow, these people...
and...
What?
Like, the majority is like, man... all those kids growing up that their parents took them to do this shit, they have jobs now.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on where they live, and it's not Spokane, they have college degrees.
Yeah.
So they...
Sorry, Spokane.
Yeah, they can probably... unless... That's a race word thing, but yeah.
Something NAACP.
Yeah. It's just weird to see. It's weird to see everything from my childhood become a movie. Like they're still talking about the Power Ranger movie, like an actual movie, not that. Yeah.
It's in production, as far as I'm aware.
That's insane. Then what's another one?
Well, Star Wars, but that's from the 70s, so that doesn't count.
But see, the thing with that is you still have to bleed over to the 2000s from the prequels.
Actually, let's be honest, the special editions. The special editions were really big in the late 90s.
Yeah. So it's interesting. It's interesting to see how maybe that was a focal point. That's I don't know. It's like the longest entertainment business model. Like we will imprint these shows.
That was the last pre-internet time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the internet is changed everything. It has brought us to you, so I mean I'm sure you're all thankful for that.
This is great conversation.
Otherwise you'd be sitting there on the string listening beep beep boop 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 beep beep boop.
We'd be on our ham radios. This is KDRK. We're coming live to you from Spokane, Washington.
This is KRB.
KKRB.
We are the Knights of the Round Bagel!
But no, yeah, that totally makes sense for the 90s. There was a lot of stuff, but then everything changed when the internet happened. Things that would take...
We got stuck in a pop culture time loop.
Well, yeah, I mean, things like The Matrix.
Let's do the time warp again.
Just seemed to last for a year. If that movie would have come out in the early 90s, that movie would have been a big thing for 5 years. but the internet has shortened everyone's attention spans. Like, look at the lifespan of memes. How long were people actually talking about hashtag the dress?
A week.
Yeah.
And I'm the only person that saw blue and gold.
I saw black and blue. What color is the shield?
Dark.
Dark.
It's special lighting. This is actually white and gold.
Yeah, see, like, if I adjust the settings, you can see it's totally actually white and gold.
It's orange and violet. You guys are all
You know
crazy.
how hard it's going to be for me to change the settings to make that actually happen when I do that?
I can just adjust it.
I can't figure out why they wouldn't let me fly a plane.
No.
Most of us are traveling to Portland next weekend for another big ingress event they called Persepolis, which...
Sounds like a venereal disease.
Yeah, a little.
Contracted Persepolis while I was down in Phoenix.
Isn't that like some Greek god or something?
Yeah.
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 I think the quote is, "The secret so powerful that an entire society was destroyed to keep it secret."
That's one way to describe it.
Yeah. So I've been gearing
It looks
up,
like Cthulhu duck lips, by the way, if you haven't seen the picture yet.
which you'll find out about in another podcast. Video. whatever it is.
Cthulhu duck lips coming to Pornhub.
Wow. Wow.
But big event. Simon and I are actually on the same team for once.
It's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that is...
It took a lot of doing. There was somebody
Cthulhu duck lips.
completely upside down. Good job.
that was making it extremely
That's the thing. It
difficult.
looks like
Oh.
upside down.
Wow.
It's Cthulhu. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to have to put that in the video.
Yeah. Upside.
Actually, it just looks like Cthulhu Akbar.
It's a trap!
My brother stopped talking to me for a week because I made a gym reference, and I said, "I'm not going to tell this joke because it's so poor." So let's keep going. Yeah, I have censored myself.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's the first time I have literally ever seen you do that.
And I think the only comments we're going to get on the video was, what was that joke that Simon guy was going to say?
What was
Yeah,
he talking about?
You're going to have to come up with a really, like, side-bustingly hilarious joke that's going to fit that same description.
I can just tell the joke. So, talking to my brother, he's like, "Oh yeah, you look like you lost a little bit of weight." I'm like, "Yeah, my favorite body part." He's like, "What?" He's like, "Oh, the Akbar." He's like, "What's an Akbar?" "It's a trap."
Good God.
He hung up. He hung up abruptly.
Yeah, that is pretty terrible.
It's really bad.
That is pretty terrible. It's going to be even more terrible on the audio version where they can't see where you're pointing.
Oh yeah,
Audio.
yeah.
I say audio and he looks at the screen.
Trapezius. So, yeah, big event, lots of teams. We might win, we might lose. Knights of the Round Bagel, Shields, cosplay. So, Simon actually kind of clued me in on a new app that we might start randomly doing here at the Dracarium called Periscope.
Down Periscope. I got a few new followers yesterday. We did a geek car. Colin drive around in a car, and he plays guitar, and we really only sing Green Day songs. So.
Short explanation, Periscope is a live video streaming app brought to you by Twitter.
Acquired by
Bot,
Twitter,
the
yeah,
company,
yeah.
Where you can just stream
Brought to
live
you by
video at any moment at any time. And people that follow you can watch immediately, they can watch later, whatever it may be. But it's just random video. You can, like he does, drive around in his car and be only entertaining sometimes. And
That's just wacky.
And then, or you could broadcast to the world of the internet while he's drunk shitless while I'm recording him, and he may not have known.
Spending $17 on cake.
Yeah.
That's how much that was. $17 I spent on cake.
a lot of money on that
purpose?
jukebox.
Yeah, like the band.
I thought you were talking about, like, cake.
No, the band.
I am.
One of the greatest bands
I'm
that came out of the
talking
90s,
about, like-
apparently.
Bread with frosting on it.
Have you ever met the guy who says I don't like cake? Like I don't like that. It was Jeff. It was Jeff with me. He was like, "They're gonna be where?" "I love cake." I'm like, everybody loves cake. Again, the '90s bleeding into everything.
And then Jeff, what? Jeff said he didn't like cake?
No, he said I love cake.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It wasn't even reluctantly either.
So, funny enough, more random allusions to funny story. I was in a chat, the Ingress chat, and I noticed some guy, agent was asking some other agent that had no clue. He's like, "What have you heard of the Bread Faction?" Or what do you know about it? And my only response was, "What do you know about the Bread Faction?" Turns out, during Simon's drunk stupor, he recruited a few people, and we talked a lot about the Bread Faction. If you're curious, Google it. That's all I can tell you.
They'll take anything.
It's what she said.
What if I can stick that into a baguette?
Yeah.
You saw the picture. It's Jesus Christ riding Falcor the Luck Dragon. Yeah.
So, anyway, so per Periscope, Persepolis, lots of P's going on. Thinking about doing the live streaming, and I might do some of it at the event, but I'm going to do a lot of video capture during the event.
So the easiest way to watch that is to follow either of us on Twitter, because you get the notifications that way.
I'll probably actually create a Dracarium only, or I should say I will tie it to the Dracarium's Twitter, because currently my Periscope is only on my personal Twitter. So if you're curious and you want to see this ugly ass do all this stuff, but
a whole different kind of PT.
Yeah, I get you. Anyway, guys, we're going to step away for a moment, take a break, and get a breather, and we'll come back and maybe talk about something relevant. All right?
I think there's a good, 15 minutes that we'll be able to salvage from that.
Oh my! And rage quit at its finest. Put it down to the ground.
Just literally starts lighting the table on fire.
Whoosh! No one leave! It's a statement piece!
On that note,
So
we're back from the break. Yeah. So we're still talking about random things, and you're probably going to get little tiny snippets of that conversation. Or big snippets, who knows? He's the one that did.
Yeah, I might just do another outtakes video.
Big Snippets is my male stripper name.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Big Snippets, yeah.
Also sounds like you just are a eunuch.
Look at my smooth
You
area.
never know what's gonna wind up on the cutting room floor.
Oh.
If it's your cock and balls, man.
So there's been a lot of tech news since the last time we recorded, almost
a whole
year
year
ago.
No.
Yeah, there's
Has
a
it
year's
been a
worth.
year?
There's a new watch now.
There's a lot of new watches.
There's a $17,000 watch that you can buy if your wife left you and you were smart to sign a prenup, and she also prenup.
For if you just want to make sure that everyone knows you've got too much spare money and you don't want to take the chance that you'll ever walk away from your Tesla.
Or you, yeah, it's literally.
I love Teslas.
I really do too.
I wish that.
I felt bad making that joke.
So if that watch could transform into a car, that'd be one thing, because you're literally paying for a car.
Jesus, that's instantaneous.
Yeah. No,
I realize I'm the only person here that's not wearing a smartwatch. That's the only tech trend I did not.
Yeah, but mine doesn't have Wi-Fi, so does it count?
This is the guy that when the Moto 360 was announced, he and I were making our plans for the Moto 360 we were both going to have. I saved up the money to finally get a product that came out the day it came out, and he didn't fucking buy it.
Mm-hmm.
They finally fixed the UI where you actually can access your apps now.
Oh.
That's
fancy.
just now a thing. A year, and we can finally get to our app drawer easily.
Boy, that's got a frame rate that makes glass look good.
Well,
That's not even a frame rate.
This is the cheapest one.
Well, yeah, fair enough. That's like an $80 watch.
Only
so.
one. Oh, it's still
Nowadays,
130.
it's about 80
It's 130.
I gotta check my
Still.
mode because I know the 360 was behind in the 511 craze. Yeah, I haven't got it yet.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's craisins.
That's one of the things.
Cranberry raisins.
I really want. The best phone I've ever owned was my 2013 Moto X.
I've got one of those.
Best phone I've ever owned. Perfect size, perfect shape. It's everything that's good about
I
this
really
phone.
like the size of the 14.
Holdable.
It's in between the X13 and the 6. The 14.
See, I thought the Nexus 5 was too big. The only reason I bought this is because I can put a Verizon SIM in it.
Wow. Yeah.
I thought the Nexus 5 was too big. Gigantic.
The Verizon SIM that I have literally trimmed down by hand with an X-Acto knife twice.
I'm really hoping that if they did dual SIM for Nexus 5 2015.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And
Hold
that's
on.
actually
We're going to
a
pause
rumor.
here so we can clean up the tape the chairs. Yeah.
Thank God it's a white tablecloth.
No need for me to be carrying two fucking phones at all fucking times to get both the networks that I carry.
I mean, I do that just because I have a severe problem, but
I'm pointing at where mine is right now. I carry both.
I used to carry 3.
Yeah. One is for instant messaging and texting, and one is for
Ingress.
A game that I've sunk far too much money into to get a little square that says I've been places. But
yeah, actually they're not squares.
Octagon.
You know how hard
Actually,
it is
they're
to
not
make a
octagons.
hexagon?
Yeah. Speaking of getting things confused with octagons,
I am the only man on this planet that can go to make a hexagon in wood, get done, be excited, and realize he accidentally made a fucking octagon. How do you do that? I don't know, because when I went to fix it, I started drawing an octagon again. You know how hard this was to get in my brain 6 sides.
What kind of wood was it?
This Baltic birch plywood.
It's pretty hard.
We expected a punchline. So now I've got an octagon that I've got to turn into a stop sign or something and put out in front of my house so my idiot neighbors stop parking in my fucking driveway. But that's another story. But I made a hexagon. Ingress's favorite shape. That was fun. That was a trip. That's
Nice.
the cover of the first one. Invader Zim makes his very triumphant return soon in comic book form.
Historical nerdery.
Okay, so you remember Apple was the first of the PCs, the personal computers.
Right.
When
TIL.
IBM released their first PC, they sent out a letter. Welcome, IBM. Seriously. Welcome to the most exciting and important marketplace since the computer revolution began 35 years ago. And congratulations on your first personal computer. And it goes on for, a few more paragraphs. And it's kind of high-class snark.
This is recent?
No, this was when IBM made its first PC.
Historical nerdery.
What's the timeline for that? Because I get the 35 years.
1981.
Yeah, it was in the 80s.
So
Computers have been around since the late 40s.
So
They're talking about like 80, 86 as a personal
Oh
computer.
wow, okay.
Rdio, when Apple announced its streaming radio service, says, "Welcome, Apple. Seriously. Welcome to the most exciting and important frontier since the digital music revolution began 16 years ago."
When you made the iPod.
And they literally do like a beat for beat retelling of the Apple welcome IBM letter. And frankly, it's the only interesting thing about the Apple Radio launch. They're going to have a global radio network because Sirius and XM don't exist. And they're literally saying they're the first to do that. But
I love that Apple always. I'm like, you know what? I can't imagine being an Apple. Okay, so these new innovative
I can't imagine
features.
being an Apple either.
These new innovative features come out, right? And you're like, man, I am so happy that this is happening. My phone turns into a drone. That hasn't happened yet, but it could. And, and it's just this great new feature, and it's always a couple months out, right? You get excited. Watches. You get excited, a couple months out, you're like, yeah, I'm going to get it, I'm going to get it, I'm going to get it. Imagine being someone at Apple who has to wait at anywhere between 6 months to several years for them to invent it. Well, I get to play with mine.
They don't exist though, so it doesn't matter.
Well, but clearly I don't exist. But
Actually,
I don't
Realistically,
imagine.
I'm going to offend so many people saying this, but if you place Android features and just software implementation next to Apple, Apple is the fucking village.
Apple is hardware.
People.
Apple is fantastic hardware in search of software. And Android is fantastic software in search of fantastic hardware.
Imagine what would happen
Because
if they
there
teamed
is
up.
maybe one or two devices.
Anarchy.
There are maybe one or two devices that are comparable in build quality
Would
to
you
a modern Apple phone.
Would you say the Nexus 5 was the most successful Android phone?
No.
No.
I would say the Moto X 2013 was the most successful Android phone.
Yes. I
Because
agree.
it's, to this day.
If
that
it
is
wasn't
a
for the battery
2-year-old
life-
phone, and I still use it as a daily driver.
If it wasn't for the battery life, I would say the same thing about the new Galaxy S5, but the battery life just isn't there.
Not the 5, the 6.
That's what I meant. Yes.
The 6 is such a beautiful phone, isn't it?
The 5 is...
I'm really, really curious to see what the reviews turn out being for the S6 Active. Now, there's already one major problem with it. It's a Death Star exclusive. I mean, an AT&T exclusive. It's only on AT&T, like globally.
Well,
It's
all
only on
the
AT&T.
Actives always have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it looks like it might be pretty good. Only in the black color, though, because the white color has fucking camouflage.
So I liked when they did the dark camouflage in the S5.
Mm-hmm.
I want the Iron Man.
Here's
Yeah.
here's my issue with camouflage. Up here in the Pacific Northwest, we have a lot of
Hicks.
yeah.
I live
Fake.
in Elk. I can say hick.
And
Yes, fake rednecks is like I call them because we don't have anything that they could even contribute to a country where that there are hillbilly like No, this
It's
is
for
fucking
going out to
Spokane.
the middle of their back lot and lighting a tire on fire, sitting around inhaling the fumes and drinking cheap Pabst.
I think you're thinking of North Idaho with the tires. Everything else is right.
It's a short drive.
We use wood.
We use wood. That's the name of my next band.
Don't take his joke.
I use it.
Well, you know he would have anyway.
Pink camouflage.
Woods.
Pink camouflage. Let me ask you a question.
You gotta hide in a field of lilies.
Like,
field of lilies.
why? Like, when someone made this, like, oh, this is cute. That would be like...
That's for the pervy guys at the Hello Kitty convention.
No, literally, that's like... I don't even know what to describe it to. It's like a gun that doesn't... like, it'd be like selling a gun that doesn't actually shoot. Not a toy gun, like going to the Gunst, for King of the Hill fans, and purchasing a firearm that does not shoot bullets, because it's... Pink camouflage is the most non-functional thing I've ever heard of besides trucks.
What about a pink camouflage shotgun?
See, that's something that you actually use, and it makes no sense. That's like... So I bought a car, and the entire undercarriage is one concrete block. Like, all the wheel wells are actually sunk into this block where it doesn't move. That's what pink camouflage is to me. It's a car that literally is mounted into a stationary fixture.
This whole conversation would be much better if we were talking about Pink the Singer camouflage. Like, it just makes everyone look like they've got that kind of like whitish pink hair.
I still think she's one of the most attractive women alive.
Well, yeah.
Man, something about that.
Baby, you're a firework!
That's not...
Stosh!
Stosh.
It's okay.
I'm so
He's
sad I'm not
he's
wearing
got
my
a-
left shark shirt.
He's got half wood right now, so and that wasn't pink.
Oh,
That was the other one.
I've got hexagon wood, octagon wood, shape wood.
Paleontologists have discovered a whale inside a whale that was eaten by a shark that was discovered in Egypt.
Yo, dog. I heard you like whales.
Yeah, it's like the dino ducking.
If I ever told you I wanted money wasn't a thing. I want to do
It's real. We just need to come up with a topic to trigger his mind to tell a story.
I want to do a turducken with a Cornish game hen shoved inside of it, and then beyond that, pepperoni sticks.
What would you call it?
Dinner. I just want a cross section of
Turduckinishroni?
the
It's like a Jewish meal.
Turduckinishroni.
We were sitting at Calico Kitchen, a fine eating establishment.
I heard.
Yeah, and we're sitting there, and of course the power went out. So they said, we would like you guys to come back on honor system and pay. We're like, we have cash. We don't know how much your bill was. How about you give us the menu and we'll do math? And we actually overpaid them.
Good job.
And they were like, well, we don't know. Well, whatever. It's a great place. They're nice people. They're mostly college students. You can't blame them. They don't know math. They're American. I forgot what I was saying.
I'm shocked.
So
Beyond words.
Calico Kitchen, breakfast, shake weights, cooling spray. Fucking Jesus Christ. What was it?
That's a lot of weird topics of that conversation.
Calico?
So, what do we
Yeah.
think about fucking Jesus Christ? Like, right
Well,
now,
who
drop
deserves
his
it more?
pants.
Who deserves it more?
Guys, just... You know what goes good with crucifixion? Intercourse. It's out there somewhere, you know what it is. So we're coming back from a rather large cut, if you can.
Really large cut.
I'll touch you. In the
Okay, so we
ribcage,
used
water
to
came out.
we used to talk about Kickstarters.
Yeah, I'm crowdfunding.
Have you heard about the Dude Stick?
Got a dude.
It's chapstick for men.
So chapstick.
Yeah, but it's called a Dude Stick.
What is it, dude?
It lets you rub a dude stick all over your lips.
Is it shaped like a penis? I don't understand.
No,
the label.
it's chapstick. It's just a chapstick, but it's like gunmetal black, and it's being marketed as being great for your everyday carry tactical gear.
Tactical. I want to.
It's for guys that are really super insecure about their masculinity.
I guess.
Or they just suffer from really dry lips.
And
You want to spend $5 on a chapstick?
it's all about a innate like desire to rub dude sticks on your lips.
Then why not Make it pink camouflage.
I've only backed one Kickstarter, I believe. Maybe two.
I give
I
my
backed
brother
two.
money and he does it for me.
Exploding Kittens. It's one of those.
I backed Exploding Kittens at the Not Safe for Work deck level. There's probably going to be a video about that when I get it. Yeah. Now I've screwed us because I'm going to have to either choose to cut that out or actually make the fucking video.
I will send a tweet and tag Dracarium to make sure they are socially obligated to fulfill that thing.
Yeah.
Just be all excited.
And I think I backed Amanda Palmer's album when it came out too. But that was just because I want to like do everything to make major labels not exist anymore.
Is she related to Arnold Palmer?
No, she's Neil Gaiman's wife.
Does she know how to mix iced tea and lemonade? What's an Amy Palmer, everybody?
Well, what would the Amanda Palmer be? Would that just be like pink lemonade?
How do dudes get their eyebrows not to be old man crazy? Because I have that problem.
Oh, me?
Manscaping.
My big thing is I shave between.
Well, yeah, I get that spot occasionally.
So
I get like 4-inch man
The
hairs.
thing that I get really bad is I actually get hairs growing out of the end of my nose. Like,
really?
Like inch long. Like I have to shave my nose.
That's interesting. I get them at the tops
Just
of
comb
my
it into
ears.
your mustache.
I get them out of the tops of my ears. I can roll forward.
No, I mean like not on the inside. Like on the top. Like the top of my nose, his hair's coming out of it. It's very bizarre. I came back from Phoenix and I looked and I had one that was like out here. I'm like,
And he wonders why he's not getting laid.
yep.
Oh, that needs to be cut. Sorry.
Where'd Simon go? So
He was crying in the corner for a while.
he
But
went
he's
jumped
back
in front
now.
of traffic. He's currently in the emergency room. There's a GoFundMe for him.
Pay for his hospital bills because he's too much of a dork to have medical insurance.
No, I have good medical insurance.
Damn
That's why I can't quit.
I just can't quit you. So do they like cut your insurance if you go below a certain level of hours?
But why I did that? When I worked for the Young Men's Christian Association, I'm sure it's a great nonprofit other places, but the one particular chapter I worked at, they did that. They're like, wow, we could pull a Papa John's and up our memberships, or we could cut everyone down to being maximum 25 hours and expect them to live.
Yeah. Luckily, this was...
that was the pinnacle of my English career, though, because I would work
It
5
really
hours
was.
a day and play 15 hours a day. It was...
Well, it was your first pinnacle. I think you hit another pinnacle when you became single again.
Yeah. I also became sick a lot because I'm like, man, it's the weekend. That's 72 hours to just play English nonstop.
God damn it! Why am I not surprised?
Like, oh, he was there. He was one of the driving forces in actually me finishing 16. Oh my god. It was literally, I got off work Thursday and I did not stop. I think I took a 4-hour nap between then and Saturday morning. 1.2 million in 24 hours was the final number. So Josh was ahead of me by 200,000 points. I'm thinking, he lives in San Francisco. He can go outside and literally throw his phone and get that.
Yeah.
So it was his birthday weekend. I'm like, I know what I'll do. I think I told you my secret to like intense ingressing is you get 3 gallons of water, you get a shaker cup, and you get a tub of meal replacement, and you just go. I'm feeling like I need some sus. Yeah, so you don't eat.
Do you like mix it with the spike?
Oh God, no. You can't do more than 2 spikes a day without getting a severe degrade on the effect. 2 max, otherwise you start to hallucinate. I'm not even joking.
I've been there.
But it's two cans, and you start like, Swayze, where's Swayze? I see the black dog. What's happening? He was ahead of me by 200,000 points, and I just kept going and going and going, like nonstop until I checked, and he was still at the same point. And in a single day, I had exceeded him by 1 million points. And he still hasn't hit 15 because he lost all motivation. He's like,
16.
I was sure I was going to beat you.
Yeah.
I was 100% I was going to beat you. And I remember in the Seattle chats, everyone's like, Simon's going to beat Josh. This is a joke. He lives in San Francisco. He was an actual Heron. He lived here. San Francisco, like I was in his neighborhood chat, like, that guy thinks he's going to win. Like, he lives in Spokane. I defied San Francisco and Spokane with...
So basically you pulled a third on him. Where he's just like gonna be right up close to hitting the level, and then somebody just goes, haha, fuck you.
That's what happened to Simon when he been 8. Got hit.
He would have been 8 like literally 2 weeks sooner.
Yeah.
But you just like, I I can't.
I remember. I just
flump.
But I'm like, it's like, look at the Mobius Science Center. What's wrong? I'm done. I quit. But now when I look at his points compared to mine, it's like, that's okay.
He's probably comparable to me now.
You're ahead of him.
I am? Wow.
Considerably.
Damn, I took like 18 months off of the game.
He started playing again because he felt like he was a low level now.
Well, he is.
Oh, extremely. Let's see. They only have 115 on the green side.
Really?
Yeah, and we're never gonna let him get his black medal, his black guardian. He's gonna have to work for it like I did.
Man, I'm gonna have to edit this whole fucking episode so goddamn much. We've got like 16 minutes now. We've come back from break and done like 1 minute.
So we're gonna see how far that goes, even though you can see it from space.
You can see everything from space?
No. You can see this level
portal.
7 with 6 8s on it.
How?
Intel map.
Literally, it's the only portal in that town. So if you look at the map, it's like
Actually,
right
there's
there.
2. I see XM.
No.
Oh, did they just move it?
That's where people live.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell that I'm like the only person in my area of Elk that plays because I'm the only place that has XM.
You know the biggest player we have in Spokane on the Alliance side right now lives in Elk.
Ravenar? Yeah.
Fucker.
All right, guys.
Another heavy cut.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so much cutting.
So
It's like a
that's
Bieber
it.
concert, everybody.
I was
That's
thinking Fallout Boy.
It's a small preview to what's coming. Special edition, welcome back edition. As in, we didn't throw anything together. We don't have any
didn't
structure.
plan. We have no
This
lists.
was just we want to make sure that we come back and let you guys know we're coming back
With a vengeance.
with a vengeance. Stay tuned for things like the nerd, regular nerds. We've got a new format in the making right now that's going to be a little more timeless. Listen to whenever, it doesn't get old.
We're going to try to keep the news to a minimum. We might do special edition like Google I/O events
In a year.
where we talk about, big news events. Like maybe when, well, if Oculus wouldn't have like blown their load before releasing all their news last week, we would have probably talked a lot about Oculus. But
Yeah, because the nerds is going to be less about news, but more just about having a good time and
Never-ending
having
random discussions.
discussion. Yeah.
yes.
So, thanks Simon for showing up again. Maybe we'll see more often of him now that he's got more free time. And
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. And we'll catch you on the flip.
You only cause like 500 edits per episode, so I mean,
I keep him in work.
you keep me in work. God damn it.
I keep him in.
Thanks for watching. Pants pending.
God, I'd forgotten about that.
I didn't.
Oh.
Topic man. Da, da, da. That would hurt. Dropping a Segway in someone's lap.
Mm-hmm.
You can rent those.
But it would stay balanced.
$200 all weekend.
Really?
That's not bad. That's cheaper than a car. A lot slower, but it's cheaper than a car. If you're George W. Bush,